Hello everyone. So in today's class, we'll be looking at sort. So under this topic, we are going to be looking at these lesson objectives. And the first lesson objective we are going to look at is meaning of sort with examples. So the second one is rules of sort. So we are going to consider the multiplication rule and the division rule. Then the next one is simplification of sort. So what is sort? Sort simply means the square root of non-perfect square numbers. What do I mean by this? So as we know, we have perfect square numbers such as 9, 4, 16, 25, and so on. So and we have non-perfect square numbers such as 3, 5, 7, 11, then 2 as well. They are all non-perfect square numbers. So these are non-perfect square numbers. Then the square root of any one of these is referred to as sort, such as square root of 2. Square root of 2 is a sort. Square root of 3 is a sort. Square root of 5 is a sort. Square root of 7 is a sort, and so on like that. So that is the meaning of sort with examples. So after this, we are going to look at the rules of sort. So under multiplication and division. So rule of sort, we have a multiplication rule, and the rule states that if you have square root of a, b, it will be given as square root of a multiplied by square root of b. So let's take for instance, if you have square root of e.g. square root of 36 can be written as square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 4, which is simply means square root of 9 multiplied by, we are going to separate the root, so square root of 4. So square root of 36, we all know that is 6, which is the same thing as square root of 9 is what? 3 multiplied by square root of 4, 2. So 6 equal to 3 multiplied by 2, that is 6. It means the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. Therefore, square root of AB is the same thing as square root of A multiplied by square root of B. So this is multiplication rule of sort. Then the second one is division rule of sort. We have division rule of sort, we state that square root of A all over square root of B equal to square root of A all over square root of B. So let's take for instance as well. So we have square root of 36 all over square root all over 9 is the same thing as square root of 36 all over square root of 9. So the square root of 36 is what? That is 6 all over square root of 9. That is 3. Then we have 6 over 3, that is 2. So we have square root of 36 over square root of 9 to be 2. So square root of 36 all over 9 is the same thing as square root of 9 in 9, 1, 9 in 36, 4. So we have square root of 4. And what is square root of 4? 2. Therefore, you can now conclude that square root of 36 all over 9 is the same thing as square root of 36 all over square root of 9. Simplification of sort. What do I mean by simplification of sort? To simplify sort means is to reduce the sort to its lowest form or to its simplest form. And to do that, we have this question here. So the question says, express square root of 108 in their simplest form. So to do that, we are going to write out square root of 108. So what we need here, we are going to express this as a product of its private square and non-private square number. So for better clarity, I do use the prime factor format, that is 108. We are going to divide it until we get to the least value. So 2 in that is 54. 2 again, we have 27. Then 2 we have, 3. We have 9. 3, 3, 3, 1. So we are going to group it. So we have 4. We have 9. So which is 36. We are going to have square root of 108 is the same thing as 4 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 3. So we have square root of 4 multiplied by 9 and multiplied by 3. So which is the same thing as, this is the product of, square root of the product of numbers. So it's going to be square root of each of the numbers. So which is 4, square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 3. So 4 and 9, they are private square. So square root of 4 give us 2, multiplied by square root of 9 give us 3, multiplied by square root of 3 is also in its lowest form, so you cannot express it beyond this level. So we now have square root of 3. So which is the same thing as 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6 root 3. So 108 in its lowest form is 6 root 3. Example 2 says, express 6 root 3 as the square root of a single number. So to express this number as a square root of single number, if you check the question, we have square root. So the first thing to do is to take the square root, then express this number as a square root of a single number. So we have 6 root 3. So we just have the square root. But for us to have the same values here, we are going to square this. So the work of this square is, when you have the square root and the square will cancel the square root, which means we are going to go back to where we are coming from. But we are asked to express it as the square root. So the square root must show in our solution and in our final answer. So to do that, we are not going to cut the power and the root. So you leave it as it is. You now simplify the number under the square root with the power of 2. So to do that, just maintain your square root. We still have the square root. Then you now open the 6 root 3 with power of 2. So it's going to be 6 squared multiplied by square root of 3 squared. So we use separation of power. So which is the same thing as square root of 6 squared give us 36 multiplied by square root of 3 give us, raised to power 2. The power here will cancel the root. So we are left with 3. So which is the same thing as square root of 36 multiplied by 3 give us 108. So we've expressed 6 root 3 as the square root of a single number. And the single number is 108. Thank you.
So alright, so in the next stage you'll be looking at the next stage of the solve. So that's where we're going to stop on this video. So we'll move on to the next. Thank you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, so don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you have any comments, if you have any question on this, please in the comment section, we're going to give you answer. Thank you very much.